Welcome to part 2 of the real reason that we invaded Iraq.
Oh my god, finally, somebody talking about how unjust the Iraq war was.
And then he discovered the tomb of Gilgamesh, and coincidentally, a few months after, we invaded Iraq.
Fuck! So this tomb of Gilgamesh is unconfirmed, leaving it a space for conspiracy theorists to wreak complete havoc.
Because Nimrod is Gilgamesh.
Firstly, presuming they're real, Gilgamesh and Nimrod are almost definitely two different people. These two figures are around 400 years apart, with Gilgamesh being around in 2700 BCE, while Nimrod was around in 2300 BCE. And geographically they're a bit murky too. Nimrod was the king of Lower Mesopotamia, and was mostly situated in Babylon, while Gilgamesh did most of his business 300 kilometers away in the City of Ur. Another problem is that this idea also rests on Gilgamesh changing his name to Nimrod. Why would a Sumerian ruler adopt a Hebrew name? And you know, some historians have argued that the story of Nimrod was inspired by the Epic of Gilgamesh with the whole big hunter-conqueror guy. But I doubt that she would like me saying that the Bible is inspired by any other culture and is not completely factual. Personally, I would argue that Sargon of Akkad is a better doppelganger for Nimrod and is probably his actual historical inspiration. Sargon of Akkad also worked around 2300 BCE and conquered most of Mesopotamia. But of course, that would not go along with her preconceived notions about the war in Iraq. So yes, while your strange belief that Gilgamesh is Nimrod and that Nimrod and Nephilim exist is justified in a way, it is just that, a belief. And while you're free to believe whatever you want, you should not go around stating it as fact. Especially if you're going to trivialize something like the Iraq War in this way. Because ultimately what you're doing here is letting the government get away with the actual deplorable propaganda that it put out by concealing it in this biblical bullshit. Yeah, don't focus on the fact that the government lied to us about Saddam having nukes and that being reason for the war. Instead, we actually went to war because of the Nephilim and Nimrod and that one book I read.